It's official. The Diddy trial has exploded far beyond Cassie. What began as a focused, disturbing case centered on her allegations has now unraveled into something far bigger and more explosive. This isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. We're talking courtroom drama at the federal level. Insider leaks, silent playback of audio evidence, and a tidal wave of resurfaced clips are now pulling half of Hollywood into the spotlight. Online platforms are in overdrive. The streets, rumbling. And those involved? Let's just say, the pressure is definitely on. Here's the latest twist. After weeks of methodically presenting Cassie's story, the alleged abuse, the infamous freak-offs, and Diddy's reported control, the prosecution made a sudden and shocking pivot. According to spectators and credible leaks, the trial has shifted away from Cassie. The spotlight is now on audio tapes, and not just any tapes. These are said to be explicit, graphic recordings allegedly involving Diddy, Will Smith, and Meek Mill. This isn't rumor anymore. Reports say these were played in court. It all began with silent video footage from a hotel lobby. No audio, just visuals. Everyone assumed that's where it would stop, but insiders now claim that behind closed doors, audio from that footage was played, and what was heard stunned the room into silence. Phones were banned. No journalists could record. One source said the audio featured undeniable male-on-male content, the kind of recording that freezes a courtroom. And just when the room thought it couldn't get any heavier, it did. I hurt that man, doing nothing, sagging. New witnesses were introduced, not clout chasers, but former bad boy artists, ex-staff, and tour insiders. People who were in Diddy's inner circle. People who've stayed silent for years, until now. But now, protected by the law and the weight of the moment, people are finally speaking out. One of those voices? Dawn Richard. Yes, from Danity Kane, one of Diddy's former girl groups. She recently took the stand, and afterward, cameras caught her leaving the courthouse, visibly frustrated, drained, and silent. No smiles, no waving, just raw exhaustion. Insiders confirmed that her testimony didn't just align with Cassie's, she confirmed it. She said, point blank, Diddy did horrible things. That's not a rumor, it's in the court record. Then came the moment that made it all hit home. Diddy's own daughter walking out of that courtroom. No diva energy, no celebrity aura, just pale, shaken, and absolutely silent. Paparazzi didn't even dare shout questions. She didn't glance up once. And according to insiders, that moment came right after the explicit audio was played. This trial is no longer just about potential charges. It's about legacy, families, reputations, and a tangled web of Hollywood power players. And that includes Will Smith. His name wasn't casually dropped. It's reportedly in the audio. The internet reacted instantly. Old videos resurfaced. Interviews. Podcasts. One clip of comedian Lionel saying, almost too casually, that Will and Diddy were clapping each other's cheeks went viral again. The first time, people brushed it off. This time, everyone's watching it differently. And then, the internet spiraled deeper. Fans started dissecting Will's old interactions with Jaden Smith. The hugs, the kisses, the overly playful energy that once seemed charming now feels unsettling. The mood shifted. Then came the bombshell. Brother Bilal, Will Smith's former assistant, stepped forward with allegations of his own, and they weren't vague. He claimed to have personally witnessed Will in explicit situations, even describing one moment in graphic detail, saying he saw Will touching another man inappropriately. And just when you thought Brother Bilal's claims couldn't get more outrageous, they did. He didn't stop at Will allegedly touching another man. He went further, saying he once walked in on actor Dwayne Martin and Will Smith mid-act, describing in his own wild words that Dwayne was bending Will over a couch like a yoga instructor. Yes, that level of graphic. The internet? It exploded. Bilal lit the match, and social media turned into a full-on digital detective squad. Fans didn't wait for traditional media. They pulled out archived interviews, old red carpet photos, behind-the-scenes videos. Every moment Diddy and Will were seen together, laughing, hugging, toasting champagne, like longtime friends. Then, Will Smith tried to shut it down. He came out swinging with a flat-out denial.
I ain't nowhere near that, man. I did none of that stupid. So whenever you'll hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie.
But that denial, it only poured gasoline on the fire. Receipts flooded in. Twitter, Reddit, TikTok. Users posted picture after picture, clip after clip. Will and Diddy side by side at parties, clubs, award shows. One viral video even showed them toasting glasses like old buddies. Now, people weren't just skeptical. They felt deceived. The denial had backfired. Then, Meek Mill, media, and me. His name dropped during the courtroom playback of the alleged freak-off tapes, and that sparked chaos. Unlike Will, who tried to keep it cool, Meek went into full meltdown mode on Twitter. Post after post, defensive tweet after defensive tweet, and the more he tried to explain, the worse it looked. Fans started piecing together old rumors. Meek and Diddy's relationship had always been joked about. Some said Meek was like Diddy's intern. Others threw around darker nicknames that seemed like trolling at the time. But now, those jokes are being pulled back up and viewed in a very different light, like puzzle pieces that suddenly make sense. And yes, the internet found receipts on Meek too. One viral clip showed him at a party with billionaire Michael Rubin, jumping around like he lost a bet, laughing nervously. What used to seem like harmless fun now had viewers questioning everything: his body language, his smile, the tension behind it. But something about the energy felt off. In one video, you hear someone in the background, laughing, taunting, while Meek tries to play it cool. Then another clip surfaces. Diddy throwing Meek a birthday party. Sounds harmless until you see the details. Shirtless men lounging by the pool, Diddy smiling into the camera, calling Meek Daddy. Proud of you. I love you. I appreciate life, Daddy. Yeah, that part didn't go unnoticed. The internet ran with it fast. That daddy moment became a meme overnight. Every time Meek tried to post something tough online, fans hit back with that clip, like a boomerang. It wasn't long before Meek responded, tweeting, "I'm not fruity, stop playing with me." But it was too late. The replies were brutal. Screenshots, old tweets, cozy videos with Diddy. The internet had already made its judgment. Still, what really made this whole thing feel heavy wasn't the memes. It was the mystery behind the actual audio. So far, nothing has leaked. No full video, no clean audio. Just whispers, insider accounts, courtroom summaries. And that's what makes it worse. Everyone's hearing how graphic and wild it is, but no one outside that courtroom has actually heard it. One insider described it as a man being, well, pounded, while Diddy laughed in the background. That's the level we're talking about. There was even a short clip floating around claiming to capture Meek and Diddy being intimate. Whether it was real or just someone chasing clout, nobody knows. But the buzz? Unstoppable. And then came the bigger question: why is none of this public? In a US criminal trial, evidence like this doesn't just disappear unless there's a serious reason. Journalists started pressing. If this audio is that important, why can't the public hear it? If someone's life and freedom are on the line, shouldn't there be transparency? Some say it's to protect identities. Others believe it's because the content is too explosive. Too many famous names, too much power behind the scenes. If this stuff leaks, it wouldn't just ruin reputations. It could nuke careers, trigger lawsuits, cancel deals, and even expose people who haven't been named yet. And that's what really haunts people. The idea that Diddy, Will, and Meek might just be the beginning. Because the most chilling part of this entire situation isn't the celebrity fallout. It's the silence. We live in an age where everything leaks. iCloud hacks, court docs, even secret recordings. But this time, nothing. Not a clip, not a second, not even a blurry screenshot. And now, everyone's asking the same thing. Who's protecting this? And that one question has unlocked an entirely new rabbit hole. Because let's be real, this trial stopped being just about Diddy and Cassie weeks ago. What we're watching now is the slow, painful unraveling of something much deeper. A hidden culture, a decades-long power structure that operated in silence. The only reason it's coming to light now? Federal pressure, and because survivors and insiders finally feel safe enough to speak. We're witnessing the fall of a man who for decades seemed untouchable. Diddy wasn't just a music mogul, he was everywhere. Hip-hop, fashion, television, politics. He was the face of Bad Boy for Life, the king of opulent parties, the frontman of the Vote or Die campaign. He rubbed shoulders with billionaires and shaped pop culture. And now, it's all crumbling. What's wild is how many people are looking back and saying, how did we not see this coming? The red flags were always there. From his obsessive control over artists, to the odd coded interviews where he'd drop a pause every other sentence, like he was both hiding and hinting. And the pattern? Clear as day. Nearly every artist who left Bad Boy didn't just fade, they vanished. Broken. Forgotten. Mace. Day 26. Danity Kane. Aubrey O'Day has been screaming about this for years, and no one listened. But now, the courtroom is. Dawn Richards' testimony gave the case new weight. She didn't just support Cassie, she confirmed it. She said, under oath, that things did happen. And in court, that kind of corroboration isn't just helpful, it's devastating. The emotional fallout is already spreading. Will Smith's reputation, still reeling from the Oscars slap, is now in even more dangerous territory. People who stood by him then are rethinking everything. Because if those audio tapes are real, and he's on them, that's not a PR issue. That's a potential career killer. And Meek Mill? The court of law hasn't touched him, but the court of public opinion already has. The non-stop tweets, the over-the-top denials. You're trying to ruin me. It's giving exactly the wrong energy. When you're that defensive over something you haven't been charged with, people start assuming the worst. And the worst part? No one from the government is stepping up to explain why these alleged tapes, this crucial evidence, still haven't been made public. That the people on them are too hot to touch, or tied to deals we can't even begin to understand. That maybe the government itself is walking a political tightrope, knowing that if this case blows open too fast, it could detonate everything. So now we're in limbo. The courtroom moves forward, the internet digs deeper, and the celebrities at the center still walking around like nothing's happening. But that can't last, because this isn't a scandal that fades. Not in the age of digital footprints and public outrage. The internet doesn't forget, it doesn't forgive. And when people believe the truth is being hidden, they don't stop. They dig harder. And if those tapes ever leak, it won't just be Diddy's legacy that burns. It'll shake the foundation of Hollywood's elite, not just because of what happened, but because of who else was in the room. The spotlight's finally hitting the shadows, and what's hiding there is more twisted than anyone imagined. We're staying tuned.